can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route that's seen it. And I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, Young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons.
What's going on, guys? Welcome into the WAG show. I'm your host, Ben Hostler. It is episode 31. And it is Monday, March 27th. Baseball is upon us this Thursday. We're here to talk about today's best bets. A few more days of NBA. Not to say that NBA is going to be going away. We'll still be talking about NBA best bets, but obviously we will shift some focus to baseball once opening day happens on Thursday. Tomorrow we're going to preview either the AL or NL baseball-wise, and then Wednesday we're going to do whichever division we don't do. Or league, I should say. So we'll do the NL or the AL tomorrow, and then whichever one we don't do, we'll do the other one on Wednesday, and then Thursday we have opening day. We obviously have NBA all week. We have the Final Four, but not till this weekend, so a little bit of a break from college basketball. I'm pretty sad, to be honest with you. So obviously, other than just crushing the entire tournament betting-wise, it's just sad to see it go. It's my favorite sporting event of the entire year, and it's just sad whenever it's over. But overall, it's been a great tournament. Yesterday was my worst day of March betting. I needed Creighton and Texas, and both of them lost. So, you're going to have those days. It makes you appreciate all the good days, when you have those bad days. But, just extremely unfortunate. Creighton, I don't know how they don't win that game. They lose by 1 point. They didn't make a three-pointer in the entire second half, and I understand that San Diego State has a very, very good three-point defense, but this was not a case where they were just locking them down. Creighton missed 4 to 5 to 6 wide-open three-pointers in the second half. They just didn't go in. Kalkbrenner missed 3 to 4 bunnies, like layups, putbacks, missed them. No excuse for Creighton losing that game. They cost themselves that game, and I don't like the move from McDermott either at the end of the game. You still have almost a full second separating the time and the shot clock and the actual time of the game. So I don't like the move to foul, even though you have a foul to give, because you let them run an out of bounds play. I would have rather you let them just go and fire a shot up and then grab the rebound than what they did. I don't think they should have fouled there. So I think Creighton kind of shot themselves in their foot there. They were the better team and they should have won that game, but the best team doesn't always win. So we have a very interesting Final Four matchup between Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. I think San Diego State has a slight edge, but I haven't made any firm decisions on bets. And then Texas, what a sell job. Up 13 points in the second half, up 10 points, I think, with 10 minutes to go, and you blow it. That was disgraceful. I don't know what they were doing, but they stopped running their offense, and then they made pretty much no adjustments. Miami wasn't doing anything special. Miami was just relying on their guys, which they've rode all season, to just play iso ball, go by and score, and they were letting them. That was pretty bad, I think, on Texas's part to lose that game. But at the same time, I'm really not that bummed about it because the ball is in UConn's court. I have obviously the future on UConn to win the title. I have UConn brackets. Like the ball, we've set ourselves up to make a pretty nice chunk of change. So the ball is in UConn's court. They're minus 135 to win the title now. I mean, the overwhelming favorite to win the national championship. The ball is in their court. They just need to go out and execute. I would much rather, as a UConn backer, them play Miami than Texas. I think Texas is a better team top to bottom than Miami. But as I just said with the Creighton game, the best team doesn't always win. But I don't think Miami can look. Wong, very good. Pack, very good. Their offense is electric. I just don't think that they can beat UConn. And I think there's a reason that the spread is like 5.5. I think UConn will probably win by 8 to 10 points or maybe more. If I had to guess, I think UConn. I don't think anyone can beat UConn, to be honest with you. So I do think UConn should win. Hopefully, I'm really rooting for that. But sad to see the tournament go. But at least, we'll have to fill the void with baseball, and then, we'll just be riding baseball for a while until the NFL approaches, which isn't the worst thing. I like baseball sometimes, so it's not that bad. We also have Lamar Jackson requesting a trade. I'm curious, people in chat, what your guys' thoughts on this are. I don't understand, when this happened, when Lamar put this tweet out, it was like the biggest, everyone was freaking out. Have teams not been trying to trade or had talks about trading for him for the last month? I don't really think that this was anything new. Which I thought was interesting. People were freaking out. Teams haven't been talking to the Ravens for the last month. I don't understand what the big deal was about this. I don't think it changes anything. I mean, it's all going to come down to if a team wants to give up 2-3 high draft picks and pay him $230 million guaranteed. I don't know if any team wants to do that. So I'm assuming that, if Lamar's at a place where it's unreconcilable with the Ravens, I'm sure he'll probably be on a new team. But the people on Twitter that are acting like 7-8 teams are going to be lining up, I don't really think that's the case, because if that was the case, I think he would already be on a different team. I think they would have negotiated this out. The problem is not with Lamar Jackson. The problem is with the fact that he's missed a decent amount of games the last 2 years. And you guys, I'm like the original Lamar defender. You guys can go check my Twitter from the last 4 years. I'm team Lamar. I like Lamar. I think he's a good kid. I think he's a great quarterback, but he doesn't really have the type of game that translates to having a super long career. And teams understand that. And that's why, despite him being a former MVP and despite him still being in his prime athletically, that is what's causing teams pause of wanting to give up multiple draft picks and pay him $230 million guaranteed money, because you have to factor in that those games he's missed. In my opinion, he's not that great, but if Matt Ryan and other quarterbacks less talented than him getting overpaid, yeah, that's entirely true. But I don't think that's the argument, because we've only ever seen one quarterback get a fully guaranteed contract, and it's Deshaun Watson, and it happened last year. So I think that's really what the pause is of these teams. And, Deshaun Watson, although Deshaun Watson did not play well last year when he came back from his suspension, Deshaun Watson is not Lamar Jackson. Deshaun Watson's game does not indicate that he will break down as quickly as Lamar Jackson can, especially when you factor in, like I said, Lamar missing a decent amount of games the last 2 years. And I also don't I think it's very, very specific, the teams that should be interested in Lamar Jackson. I saw someone tweet out this list of 8 teams. These people should all be going for Lamar. I don't think a bad team should really be lining up to get Lamar, in my opinion. Because look at this is the Texans, for example. Would you rather have CJ Stroud or Bryce Young on a rookie contract and have all your picks and all your cap space, or would you rather have Lamar Jackson? I think that's a conversation to have. The Houston Texans were just in this position. They had Deshaun Watson on a high dollar deal, and they had nothing else. And they were a bad team. So if you're talking about them giving up multiple high draft picks, trading for Lamar Jackson with they have no weapons, they have no draft picks to improve. They're going to be in the same situation that they just were in, where they have a very good quarterback, they have nothing around him, and they have no draft picks to improve. So I don't think a team like the Texans or even the Panthers should be in on Lamar Jackson. I think that a team like maybe the Lions, the Jets, if they weren't getting Aaron Rodgers, those are the types of teams that I could see, maybe buy in and trying to get Lamar. But these people that go on Twitter and they're like, there's 10 teams that need a line, like, it's very reckless to say that, and I don't think that those people know what they're talking about, because it's an entirely different conversation. And you also have to bake in that look, I'm not saying Lamar is going to go somewhere and not be good, because, again, I'm one of the original Lamar defenders. You can go timestamp this on my Twitter. I like Lamar Jackson. I always have. But if you look at the last two big-name quarterbacks that are veterans that got traded, being Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, both of them played their worst football of their entire career last year. So, teams wanting to sacrifice being able to have a quarterback on a rookie deal, I don't think that I don't know. I don't think some of these bad teams want to do that. But I could see like the teams that seem like they're a quarterback away are more of the teams that I could see being interested. But I don't know. I'm really curious to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. But, I mean, it looks like he's going to be on a different team. It's just who's going to end up, like, is he going to come down from his number of guaranteed money, or is one team going to do it? I mean, for the last month, it seemed like no team is going to do it, because I don't think this is new news that he wants to be traded, which is why I was confused why everyone was freaking out today. But regardless, we're here to talk about today's best bets. Like I said, if you guys are joining late, we are going to be going over either the AL or the NL tomorrow for a little MLB preview, and then whichever league we don't do on Wednesday, we'll do the other one, and then Thursday opening days here. Today we're talking a little NBA. We don't have any college to really talk about. There's like the NIT, I think, back tomorrow, so maybe I'll look at that tonight and we can find a bet or something. But as far as NBA today, what a disaster. Late season NBA is here. Spike, what's up? How's the quarterback draft wise? Yeah, I think CJ Stroud and Bryce Young both are really good prospects. I don't know. I haven't really decided on Levis. Richardson, I think could maybe be worth a shot, but tough. It would be tough for me. Again, I'm just Ben. I have no idea what I'm talking about here, but it would be tough for me, I think, to spend like a top 5 or 10 pick on Richardson, but I do think obviously the ceiling's there. So, like Lamar, people forget Lamar Jackson went 32nd in the draft. So how are you going to tell me? Like, are you going to try and tell me? I understand Anthony Richardson absolutely dominated the combine, unlike anything we've ever seen from any quarterback ever. But are you going to tell me that he had a better college career than Lamar Jackson? He didn't. So how is he going to go top 10 when just 5-6 years ago Lamar went 32nd? I don't think that ain't up. But if I had a late first round pick, I would definitely be interested in taking a shot on him, I think. But Stroud and Bryce Young both, I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. I think they're both going to be good. I'm not as concerned with Bryce Young's size as other people. I think Stroud's going to go first and Bryce Young's going to go second, and that's just how the draft's going to go. But yeah. Anyways, the absolute disaster NBA slate today. The late season NBA is here. These injuries are out of control. Joel Embiid is not playing. It doesn't look like James Harden will be back from his Achilles injury, but Joel Embiid out. So do you guys think, is Joel Embiid ducking Jokic? Because this was the matchup. This was Embiid versus Jokic, MVP on the line. Like, let's see what happens. And this guy's not playing. Like, it's pretty upsetting to me that we can't even get Embiid versus Joker. But he's out. Damian Lillard probably out. Like, it sounds like he's not going to play the rest of the year. Paul George is out. Giannis and Drew Holiday both are out. And then we have a slew of guys that are questionable. I mean, we have Jalen Brunson is Q for the Knicks. We got Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton are Q for the Pacers. Buddy Hield also out for the Pacers. Lauri Markkanen is Q for the Utah Jazz. Michael Porter Jr. is Q for the Nuggets. Yeah, it's pretty bad today with these injuries. One thing I found interesting, though, Watford, he left yesterday's game for the Blazers. I don't think he's going to play tonight. So that's another big man out for them, in addition to Nurkic. Jeremy Grant also obviously is out. So a lot going on for Portland. Good first-round matches. Yeah, playoffs should be good. The NBA regular season, like, if I didn't do what I do in terms of, like, betting and stuff, I would not watch it much, I don't think. But the playoffs are pretty good. I don't have any problems with that. Same with baseball. I mean, I like growing up, like I love basketball. It's just not, it just doesn't feel the same to me anymore. But the playoffs are still fine. Baseball, I've always been a huge fan of. So it's easier for me to watch baseball than most people just because I've grown up like a baseball fan. But, you know, it's still easier for me to watch it if I'm betting on it. But the baseball playoffs are electric. Hockey, I don't have time to really watch a ton during the regular season, but hockey playoffs are arguably the best of all the sports. So we're entering like the good period where we're going to have NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs and then baseball starting up. So it's going to be pretty good for a while. But then once those are over and it's only baseball until NFL, that's like the dead period for me, because when football ends, while I get tired of NBA, we at least have college and then like golf starting up, and then we can get into March Madness and stuff. But that period where there's nothing going on but only baseball is tough to grind through. But then once you get to football, you know, it's great because you have football starting, college basketball starts pretty soon after that. It's kind of a whirlwind after that, but I am excited for baseball to start. I have a few NBA props. I'll pull up the prop predictor. I have a few that I like to. I have two plays that I like tonight, namely, Spike says Brook over 1.5 threes look tasty. I'm always fine with that. Always fine with that. But I do have two NBA props that I like for tonight. Yesterday, I think we had Eubanks over 16.5 points plus rebounds. That hit. But I'm still just bummed about college yesterday, man. I mean, I can't believe Creighton lost that game. I really can't. That Creighton loss cost me like, I don't even know, potentially like $3,000, I think, because I can only get second in a bracket group now that I would have got first in, and I think the pot is pretty big. I would have cashed the Creighton Final Four future and a different parlay. So that, dude, Creighton losing that game, I think cost me $33,000, which is just unfortunate, but it is what it is. If you guys have never seen this tool before, this is the Prize Picks Predictor at betkarma.com. This is part of our premium package. By signing up, you get access to the Prize Picks Predictor and the Underdog Predictor. So if you guys bet primarily on Underdog, you can use that as well. We just show off the Prize Picks because we're partnered with them. But you get access to this. You also get access to the premium Discord. You get access to Spike's picks, my picks, all our premium staff picks. It's a very useful tool. I think if you bet regularly on Prize Picks, Underdog, or even the sports books, I think it's worth trying out at least for a month. We've had a ton of success recently. It's been on fire. A lot of people have been signing up. So I would definitely recommend now's a good time to sign up because, like I said, baseball's starting. It's very, very advantageous to have this for baseball. Suck that Creighton and Texas lost. Dude, Caitlin Clark, Jared, I mean, dude, I tweeted it. She's probably going to end up the best women's college basketball player of all time, I think. And I have no problem saying that. I don't care if that's like a hot take or sounds stupid. Like, I honestly believe that. She looks like she's playing a different sport than everybody else. It's insane. And there's been a lot of really good women's college basketball players, like especially in the last like 10 years. but she looks different. She looks like she's playing a different sport. It's unbelievable. And I'm going to be curious to see like I wonder if she can will them and like they can win the title, because South Carolina's so loaded. Like you've successfully gotten UConn, like UConn's out. So it's really, in my opinion, Iowa and South Carolina. Like LSU, I think is solid, but I think I would favor Iowa over them, and I would favor obviously South Carolina. South Carolina is just stacked top and bottom. So I'm going to be curious to see, like, can they beat South Carolina? Like, can she will them to beating South Carolina is the big question. And Travis and I in our futures draft, we have a future on Iowa women's to win the title. So I'm a South Carolina Dawn Staley fan. I have a South Carolina women's basketball hoodie, but I might have to root for Iowa if they match up. Like I might, or when they match up, I should say. What is Dallas's problem? Yeah, that's a tough one for me. At heart, I am a Kyrie Irving fan. I've always been a Kyrie Irving fan. I respect his game so much. I think if you take his weirdness, like if you eliminate any of that, I think if you look at pure basketball ability, pure talent, I think he's the second or third best point guard in the NBA. Probably second behind Steph Curry, honestly. Like if you just take his raw ability to play, he's that good. And I think people discredit him a lot because of how weird he is and like his issues that he's had. But I think people use that as an excuse to discredit his actual ability to play basketball, which in my opinion is top 3 in his position in all of basketball. He's that good. And I think that NBA talent evaluators and stuff would agree with that. Now, the problem is, like, with him comes all that other stuff. And, I think that it's been overstated in the past how much that affects things. But, you do start to wonder when it does seem to be happening everywhere he goes. I was really excited because I'm a Luka fan. So I was really excited when Dallas traded for him. But, yeah, it has not worked out at all. So I guess, you have to consider it if it is a Kyrie Irving problem. I mean, you just look at what Luka said to the media the other day, where he basically was like, I'm not having fun. So, yeah, I think it might have to do with that. I don't think Kyrie Irving is going to stay there. I don't think he was going to stay there anyways. So I thought it was an interesting move. Like, even though I was happy Dallas made the move because I wanted to see Kyrie and Luka play together, but I still thought it was interesting at the time because, like, it seemed to me that, like, they weren't going to be able, even if things were going great, like, outside of them winning a title, I don't think that they were ever going to really re-sign Kyrie after this year. So I thought it was, like, interesting despite my excitement, but I can't bet on Dallas right now. I wouldn't bet on them. I wouldn't touch them with how things have been going. It's been bad. It's been really bad, which is unfortunate. But do you guys think, like, there's some people in the chat, what do you guys think? Do you think it's Kyrie? As big as of a Kyrie fan as I am, I think that at this point we have to question it at least a little bit, which is, it hurts me to say that because I like Kyrie, but I don't really have another explanation. I really don't. Anyways, so as far as NBA goes, this is the tool. I'm going to give out my picks for today. If you guys have any picks in chat you want to give out, drop them. And then we'll head out of here. Like I said, tomorrow baseball preview, Wednesday baseball preview. We'll do that. We'll do both, baseball and NBA tomorrow, Wednesday. Thursday, opening day, so we'll definitely be talking a little baseball. But I need to check the time of the games because a lot of times games start earlier on opening day, so I'll have to take a look at that. There's also questions about how Kidd used to. Okay, yeah, so that's another good point. Is I don't think Jason Kidd is a very good coach. So that's also another part of it. I also think that it's been like widespread documented throughout the last 10 years that Jason Kidd isn't a very good coach. So, I do think that definitely plays into things. Thank you for liking the stream. Whoever's in here like the stream, it does help us out. Anyone who has played has had a teammate like Kyrie talented, but just doesn't mesh well. So it's tough to know because we're not in the locker room. And the one thing I'll say, which I always bring up when I defend Kyrie Irving, is I have never heard anyone directly that has played with Kyrie Irving come out and say that they don't enjoy playing with Kyrie Irving. We've never heard this. The only people that we've ever heard say Kyrie Irving is a bad teammate is the people in the media that have no idea anything. They're not in the locker rooms, they're just formulating their opinions. So that was always a big piece for me when I defend him, is that we have never heard any of his teammates ever say that they don't like playing with him or that he's a bad teammate. Harden said it. I mean, can you is that legitimate? I don't know if I've ever heard that. James Harden's also kind of like a weird guy. In general, I don't like them, the whole Brooklyn thing. That clearly just did not work out. But I don't know, because think about what Kyrie did with LeBron, right? Basically ripped the Cavs up by wanting traded, but LeBron still wants to play with Kyrie. LeBron, you're kidding yourself if you don't think that the Lakers are going to go after Kyrie Irving in the summer, because they're going to. They're going to do everything in their power to get him. So I just find that interesting. Travis is adding everyone, so welcome into the stream, guys. I'm not Travis. My name is Ben. So you can blame Travis if you're mad about this notification. It wasn't me. Everyone's a little weird. I completely agree with that, especially with how these kids grow up now. I don't know. It's not something that most people will ever understand, how these kids grow up, especially, with when you're so good at something and the culture of it is that just you're going to be the next big thing, and you're taught that from the time you're 10 years old. I don't think we can put I don't know. It's such a weird situation, but I agree. I think it's partially Kyrie. I think it's partially Jason Kidd is not a good coach, which we've known this for years. But dude, are they even gonna make are they even gonna make the playoffs? I don't even know if they're gonna make the playoffs. That's insane. Does anyone know, were they I swear they were the 5th seed when they traded for him. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't even think they're gonna make the playoffs. But yeah, welcome in, guys. Thank you for tuning into the stream. They gave up too much for Kyrie. Yeah, I mean, they're a game behind OKC. Yeah, how about the Thunder? Is Chet coming back? I saw some rumors that Chet is making a comeback. He should have been a Laker. I agree, Des. I think he's still gonna be a Laker, honestly. After the season, I think he's gonna go there. Let's get it. All right, so my picks for today. These are my favorite NBA plays today. I have 2 of them. Number 1 is Jonas Valanciunas over 29.5 points plus rebounds. So this seems like a high number, but he's averaging over 34 points plus rebounds over his last 5 games. He's been absolutely crushing. The Blazers are packing it in. They're sitting out all their guys. They're packing it in. I understand that the spread on this is 11 points, but I think that he can get this in 3 quarters. They don't have any big men defensively. They're going to keep struggling with big men as we close out the season. And I love his form. And the projections also agree. We have him over 33. His number is 29.5. The predictor has him over 33. So Jonas Valanciunas over 29.5 points plus rebounds is my favorite play today. And then sticking in that same game, I said yesterday that we were on Eubanks. So I'm going to be going back to Eubanks today. I don't know what his line is because it's not posted. It's not on FanDuel right now, so I want to see it like open up. They have him, I think, rebounding wise. I saw him listed around 7. If it's like at some point they're going to list Eubanks like points plus rebounds. You can see his points are at 10.5. I like the over on that. So if you want to just bet the over 10.5 points for Eubanks, I think that's fine. I want to bet his points plus rebounds whenever the line gets posted. But again, he played 33 minutes last night. They're down Nurkic. They're down Watford now. Watford left that game yesterday injured, never came back. He's doubtful to play tonight. So Watford's not going to be playing. Nurkic isn't going to be playing. Eubanks is going to start. He's probably going to play around 30 minutes again, barring like an insane blowout. Let me see what we have projected at minutes-wise. But I like both the big men in this game. And yet yesterday's line was 17.5, 16.5. We have him for 32 minutes tonight. So he's going to probably play around 30-plus minutes again. Over points, I think, is fine. But I want 17.5 on DraftKings. Perfect, Jared. So we'll take the over on that. So over 17.5 points plus rebounds is my play. If you want to take the points, obviously you can see on the predictor right there. Lines at 10.5, leave them at almost 13. You can just take the over on that. But I like that 17.5 points plus rebounds. I'm not sure why it wasn't on FanDuel. Well, I should have pulled up DraftKings, but so 2 plays from the same game today for me. Both big men. I was considering, so we were having this discussion in Discord earlier about Chris Middleton. Like a couple people were skeptical of him. A couple people were for him. Without obviously no Giannis, no Drew. I like someone I've been on in DFS all season when these guys have been out, but I like Bobby Portis tonight, especially against Detroit. I think the numbers look pretty juiced in terms of like his PR or his PRA, but if you can get him at 17.5 points, I think the over 17.5 points for Bobby Portis tonight would be fine. I think he's probably going to score. I could definitely see him scoring 20 against Detroit. So there's a third play. Jonas, yeah. So the 3 plays for me today. Valanciunas over 29.5 points plus rebounds. That's my number 1. 2, I like Eubanks over 17.5 points plus rebounds, or you can bet his over 10.5 points if you want. And my third play is Bobby Portis over 17.5 points. That's the 3 plays I like the most today. I think I like all those except for Luka. I don't know. I can't trust the Mavericks. I said that, but like they just lose these games. Like, would I be shocked if the Pacers like beat them? No. So I think I'd stay away from that one, but those other ones look fine to me. Thoughts on Middleton? I just said, yeah, we were having this discussion in Discord. I think the numbers are high enough. I'd probably stay away. The predictor still likes him over, even at these high numbers, like 37.5. The predictor still likes him over. The numbers will say he should go over with those guys off the floor, but that's a pretty high number. I prefer the Portis over 17.5 points if you want some from the Bucks, but the predictor still agrees that Middleton over is fine. You think Embiid was just chatting when he said joking stat pads? Yeah, I don't know. Embiid is like a troll. Like, he likes to like troll like that. So probably, because I don't really see him being like that type of person. So yeah, he was probably just trolling, because that's been like the hot debate. When will MLB props start to show? For opening day, I have no idea. Probably like closer to Thursday, if I had to guess. But we'll be doing Des. We'll be doing obviously this show Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. So once opening day hits Thursday, like we'll be going over it on the show every single day, just like we do NBA. But if you guys have any further questions, I'll be in the Discord all night. BetKarmaChat.com if you want free access to the free channels. Sign up for the predictor if you want to get in the premium channels. But I'll be in there if you guys have any questions. One more time to repeat the plays. Valanciunas over 29.5 points plus rebounds. Eubanks over 17.5 points plus rebounds. Bobby Portis over 17.5 points. That's the 3 props I'm looking at today. And yeah, tomorrow we're going to do a little MLB preview. Wednesday, a little MLB preview. We'll still talk about NBA, and then opening day hits Thursday. So good luck with your bets tonight, guys. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday.